Hello, Fruitful Females. My name is Virronica Dixson, marriage and family therapist, and I have had the pleasure and the privilege of serving underneath Rachel McCarley for Rachel's Experience Incorporated. And during that time and that process, I've had the pleasure of being able to talk about what does it mean to be fruitful in marriage. So since this is a time of celebrating who we are as women, we are God's creation. Anything that is handed to us, we multiply it. So that in itself is something that is worth celebrating. So happy Women's History Month to all of you beautiful, fruitful females. Just to recap a little bit of the things that we have been talking about. We've been talking about, as a wife, how to maintain your own self-care. It is so important for us to be able to pour into ourselves the same way that we pour into others. It can be very quick for us to be able to just tend to other people, because that is exactly what God has placed inside of us. So a couple of the things that we've talked about is how to manage your own mental wellness, as far as your coping skills, taking time out for you, using one of the greatest words that God created, which is a 2-letter word and is super powerful: saying no. Because every single time you say no to somebody else, you're saying yes to yourself. It's a beautiful thing to serve, but it's also a beautiful thing to recognize for yourself that, hey, this is past my capacity, or I need to take the time and to tend to my own garden before I tend to other people's. So those are some of the things that we have talked about. We also talked about how it is to just be able to manage being a wife in a relationship, understanding that sometimes we have to learn how to speak up, and there's a way in which we communicate, utilizing I language. I feel, not placing your thoughts or feelings onto other people, especially to your spouse. Using reflective listening. When somebody is talking to you, you want to be able to say, well, what I heard was this. Is this correct? Asking clarifying questions. Well, when you said this to me, well, what did you mean by that? If you don't understand, to be able to say it, to minimize that defensive listening, and to acknowledge that you both are in a relationship with each other. Nobody could tell you how it is to be a wife but your husband, and nobody could tell your husband how he's doing as a husband but you, because you are the wife. You are the one that God has created to cleave onto each other and to create one whole. So just to remember your power as a woman, as a wife, and just to continue to encourage not just other people, but to encourage yourself. So I pray that everybody continues to take care of you as a fruitful female. Continue to cherish and to water that ground and that garden that God has given you. So happy Women's History Month. May God continue to bless you and to keep you as you continue to be the salt of the earth.